Cardone.
Yeah, I thought about this one today. I wasn't sure which one I was going to go with, but I just saw an article. Sorry, I saw an article yesterday about the NFL tweaking more rules, and I was thinking about this like back in the 80s and 90s. When did the NFL you never saw like major rule changes in the 80s or 90s? I remember when they first introduced the running clock or the start the clock after a guy went out of bounds. That was like, oh my God, this is a major rule change. You had one like a decade. Now they're tweaking, the propensity for this league to tweak and change rules on the fly, basically. The article that I read yesterday, they've already done enough to the kickoff, right? To this new kickoff, which I finally watched this past week. I didn't watch anything from week 1 of preseason. I still hadn't seen a live kickoff in this league yet. I'm one of these guys now. I don't know the fucking rules. There's so many bullet points there's so many bullet points to just kicking the ball off in this league now, that where the new rule says they're thinking about changing the touchback back from now it goes to the 30. Now they want to make it to the 35, so they're thinking about tweaking that. I'm like, the season starts next week. When are you putting these rules in? So I started thinking, and two of them, I was thinking, remember like when we were kids and you were playing, I played a lot of wiffle ball in Lincroft growing up, Novak. I played a lot of street hockey. I think we referenced a hockey game back when we were kids, that kind of thing. And remember like when you were playing outside, you made up rules as the game came along. You'd be playing in some like new park or something like that, wiffle ball, and the ball, you'd hit the ball, it hit like a telephone wire. Oh no, wait a minute. If it hits the wire, that's a ground rule double. Or street hockey, you can't score from the grass. It's got to be on the curb or on the street itself. That's like the NFL. They're changing rules as the fucking season, as the games are almost progressing or in progress. I can't take it. So this new one, or the proposed one, I don't know if they approved this yet, but they are adding. Have you guys heard this? On the kickoff, for some reason, you're not allowed to line the ball up sideways. All right, fine. I don't care about that. I don't know what advantage that has for either the kicker or the receiving team. But now they want to add. Have you guys heard this? They want to add a 12th man. Did we talk about this?
No, I didn't hear this.
Okay, I just saw this article yesterday. They want to add a 12th guy on the kickoff team as a holder during inclement weather. So then I started thinking, well, what the fuck? Isn't that subjective? How do we determine what's inclement weather?
Inclement weather. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Is it like, are we going to bring the snowplow guy out from the 1983 game and inclement weather? Well, who decides what's inclement weather? Are we going to have Cantori in New York? Or Atlanta, actually, Weather Channel's in Atlanta. Are we going to go to Cantori live to see, Jim, is this, we have a 12-mile-an-hour wind, the dew point's about 70. So can we have this 12th guy come out and hold the ball? And then, and furthermore, Varnick, after the kicker kicks the ball, well, the holder now, he's not allowed to participate in the play. So I'm thinking, well, what if the play and the action starts coming up the field and he's just got to stand there? Like, is he wearing one of those red jerseys like a quarterback does in preseason to not hit the guy? And if the play starts coming up the field and this guy's still on the field somehow, how do you, someone's just gonna annihilate this guy with a block, and then a flag's gonna come out and be like, this gonna personal foul, unnecessary roughness, blocking a guy from his blind. I didn't know he was not the live guy on the field. How's the receiving team supposed to know that? He's supposed to. And then I continued reading down the article. He's supposed to run off the field, I guess, after he kicked. Like, what is going on? It's almost like when the kicking tee, where like the team's mascot, like some bulldog runs out there, gets the tee. Here comes Scrapper coming back with the tee. Like, the guy holds the kick, and then he runs off the field. This is the NFL. This is not fucking recess in grade school. I mean,
look, the next time it rains, I'm going to be outside practicing putting my finger on a ball, because I might play in the NFL.
Yeah.
You could be a designated holder.
Yeah, it's on CBS. Yeah. Putting 12 players on the field will actually be legal this year, but only in one special situation. We're now deciding inclement. We're now meteorologists. I don't understand this. Stop. This kickoff rule has gone through.
That can't be true.
It's unbelievable, guys.
So correct me if I'm wrong, though. When last year, if you would kick the ball out of bounds, you'd get it at the 40, right?
Yes.
Well, under this new rule, if you kick the ball like out of the end zone at the end of the game, if you're up 2 touchdowns, it only goes to the 30, right?
Yes.
So why would you just do that?
Right.
And Scott, to your point, so the NFL, which keeps track of all these analytics, right? So they've said the average, there's 78% of kicks are being returned so far in the first, in the preseason. And the average starting field position is the 28.7 yard line. So why not just kick the fucking ball out of bounds? Why risk a return if you're only giving up 1.3 yards of field position? Just kick it out of bounds. It only goes to the 30. If everyone's running it back to almost a 29, why risk it? Why? Just kick it out of bounds. What are we doing?
Yeah. Those little. If you've ever been to a game, when the place kickers are warming up before the game, they have like that little piece of PVC, that little triangle that holds the ball. Why not just have that and have the official pick it up?
Yeah.
Or if it's really bad, just say, well, if it's inclement weather, you're just going to throw it.
We have a 12 guy.
Right. Just get your backup quarterback out there and to throw it down the field as far as he can.
It'd be awesome, guys. As this guy's like running off the field, imagine he tears an ACL or a hamstring or something, and he just goes down in a clump of heat. Like, who was the linebacker in the 49ers last year who tore his, coming onto the field in the Super Bowl?
That's right. Greenlaw.
Thank you. Greenlaw. Like, imagine the Greenlaw situation. The guy's running off the field and he just pulls up lame, and as the play's coming up the field, you just see this guy, who's not live, by the way.
Maybe the mascots can hold the ball.
Yeah.
Get the mascots
more
out
obvious.
there. Right?
I still have in my head, like, they're going to go to Jim Cantore. He's going to be like, guys, this game is officially in inclement weather right now. We're going to the T situation.
Yeah.
Only inclement weather. Who decides that?
Yeah. Can he, if the weather gets better, can you change at halftime? We are no longer in inclement weather conditions.
But usually it's like you usually have to tee it up first, and then you realize you see it happen where one of the position player comes over and then holds the ball. We've seen that our whole lives. So now, as the ball's do you start the play with the guy holding the ball? Do you wait for the ball to blow off the tee, and then you got to wave some guy on? How do we?
Well, we got something for the sideline reporters to report on now.
Yeah.
Tracy, down to you. Are we going to inclement holder?
Inclement holder.
The one thing I noticed in the preseason, and I don't know if this will carry into the regular season, but I hope so. You know how one of my very early pet peeves was the rules of the safety. Every time there's a safety, the rules they got to put them up there on the screen, and then the rules of overtime, right? So in every preseason game, they're like, okay, here's the rules. They put them up on the screen. Nobody can move. You have to be a statue until somebody catches the ball
in the receiving zone.
Yeah. We're introducing the fair catch into into football here, where no one can move until the ball's caught.
So I have an honest question. It's very serious. If the kicking team moves early, like a fair catch, not a fair catch in baseball when you're tagging up.
Yeah.
Right. You have to wait until the ball is caught and then you can run. What if he leaves early? Is that a penalty? Do they re-kick it?
I have no idea.
Don't know.
I think the rules. The receivers are allowed to move, right? The receivers can obviously they can move.
No, I'm talking about
ball.
the guys that are going to be tackling the said receiver. If they leave a step early, like the Eagles will certainly do, but I don't know. Is that a flag?
It's got to be.
I think it is a flag.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just this rule is so new and crazy and has brought up all this different terminology, landing zone and, the mixed, the lines of start or whatever they're calling them. Doesn't that seem like a rule they should have blown through a preseason 1 year with and just let's see how that works. We're not going to do it this year, but let's just see in the preseason, we'll use those kickoffs. I mean, again, it all goes back to them, I thought that they were happy with the kickoff rules because it reduced the number of kickoffs, and that was their safety. That was safety.
Yeah.
And now it turns out, now we like kickoff returns. And I don't see how this is any more safe than what they were doing before. It's still guys, very fast, very big guys running very hard and colliding with each other.
I'm telling you right now, within 5 years, you're going to see a rule change there where like field goal attempts will be based, like the point value will be based on the yardage. It'll be like fantasy football.
Go to the
50 yarders will be 5 points.
I can see that.
So
and you know,
you got a good kicker. You're 3rd and 10 from the 8-yard line. Your quarterback just runs back 20 yards and takes a knee to get more points.
Well, the only thing too, your team, you're trailing by a certain number of points end of the game. You're going to be running backwards. At the end of a game,
we got to get in the 5-point zone.
You're going to take a knee.
You're going to have color-coded things on the screen. It'll be the landing zone, 5-point zone, the 7-point zone.
Yeah, 3-point shot. We got to have a 3-point shot.
We made a 66-yarder in preseason last week, by the way.
Saw that.
Yeah,
66.
Yeah. I did
see
that.
Is it the guy on the roster, or is it like a camp kicker?
No, he's the guy, Aubrey. He's good. They
got him
Aubrey,
from the
what USFL or whatever the hell that summer league is.
Yeah. So